and welcome back to Cooking with MoWino. Take a sip to make it official. Cheers. So it is Sunday and it is very cold out today, and I made the promise, vow, mission to myself not to go out in the cold and to stay home, get some things done, and of course that means I want to cook. So I'm using what I have. For those of you who are faithful viewers, you know that the basis of any one of my Italian sauces is 4-3-2-1, and that is 4 cloves of garlic, 3 sticks of carrots, 2 celery stalks, and 1 medium-sized onion. Well, there's a little bit of variation when you saw on the ingredient board because I don't have any onions in the house. I had 1 shallot, and I have not exactly the amount of celery I wanted, but that's what I had. And I put a lot more carrots than normal because I wanted to make up for the flavor component missing with the shallot, which is a much milder onion taste than I would want. The other thing that I did was I pulled out of the freezer a pound of wild boar meat that I had previously cubed. I had bought a large piece of wild boar from a internet specialty meat provider, had gotten way too much and cut off a pound and left it in the freezer for a while. So that's what we're doing. We're making wild boar ragu with what we have here in the house, which of course we always have wine. So the main ingredient is in the house. I've done already. I have pulverized our vegetables and I have seared off our boar, and now we are going to put it all together and then slow cook it in the oven for the rest of the day. Now the beauty of wild boar, besides its rustic, porky, meaty, succulent flavors, it must be cooked low and slow so it tenderizes enough. So that's what we're going to do. So cheers again. And I'm using my Dutch oven that I used already to sear the meat. I've taken the grease off, and now we're going to get the heat up going again, and I'm putting in my pulverized basis of all my flavored sauces, my carrots, my garlic, my celery, and in this case a shallot, because I didn't want to give up my purple onion because I really like saving that for the salads I'm going to make later. So here we go. So this doesn't really need to be cooked because it's so finely grated, it's going to be tender in the sauce, and I really just want it to flavor, so it's picking up all the residual leftovers of the beef from now that the grease is gone. It's just picking up the beef. So this is really use what you have and also clean up the fridge meal. So I've got my flavored components. I have I'm going to start off with 1 cup of wine, and this is my favorite cooking and drinking house Merlot. The Devil's in the Sauce from Charles Smith in Walla Walla, and this is actually Washington Wine Month, so cheers to my friends out in Washington State. So we have our wine in our vegetables, and I have a half a jar of regular store-bought sauce. I'm going to pour that in, and then to get the last bits of it, put a little bit of my Charles Smith Merlot. You've all seen me do this from my very first video, getting all the sauce out, adding it to our wine. And then I've never done this exactly, but I figured why not? I have some little bit of jar minced garlic, putting a little bit of wine, to shake it, get all of that goodness out of the jar. It's clean. And let's mix this up. Okay. Now I'm calling this a ragu. Technically I would probably call this a bolognese, but I don't put cream in mine, so I substitute cream with broth. So we are starting off this way, and what you didn't see on camera is after I seared off the meat, I salt and peppered it after it came out of the oil. So we're going to put this back in with the juices from the plate. So our meat is completely submerged, which you can see that, in the sauce. So I actually don't think I'm going to add any beef broth because, why? It's there. Because I do want this to be a good sauce. What I am going to do is, okay, so our sauce is coming up to a boil, and I am going to add some store-bought dried oregano, and my standard measurement is a capful, so I didn't put it to the rim, but it's close enough. I'm going to dump that in. So other than the salt and peppering of the wild boar, the only other flavor components besides the wine is our 4-3-2-1 basis of our sauce. I can see it bubbling and we're about to blow up in my face. I'm going to put on my handy dandy nice little lid. Turn off the flame. I have my oven preheated to 250. We are literally put this sucker in. And my kitchen timer only goes to 90 minutes. I'm setting that so I can keep time in my head as it goes. So in 90 minutes, I'll probably put on another 90 minutes. And then after 3 hours, I will take it out of the oven, check out the tenderness level of the wild boar, and give it a good stir. And then probably put it right back in the oven for another 90 minutes. The longer, the better with wild boar. Cheers. Live life, taste life. And when you can, low and slow is the key to a tasty meal. Oh, after 5 hours of slow and low at 250 in the oven, our wild boar ragu is tender and looking good. Cheers.